Good evening, Bande Matram. Welcome all of you. In this glorious evening, we are going to have a discussion on surrender. The caption is, the subject is detailed surrender. In many ways, we have discussed a lot of things on surrender. Previously, we kept discussing on this topic from the very beginning. I think we have number of topics from Mother and Sri Aurobindo we have discussed. So detailed surrender is one more way in different format we are going to discuss right now. Yes, again I want to repeat the caption, the topic which is going to be discussed right now is on detailed surrender. Most of the time, first of all, we must know what is really this surrender is. What this surrender is meant. That's what must be understood. We keep pronouncing again and again, repeatedly, that we have surrendered. We have surrendered. That is what I kept listening from nook and corner. People come to us, they speak, oh, what is the major weapon and major path of this yoga? Simply and spontaneously, without any time consumption, people keep answering, replying, this is surrender. This yoga is otherwise so-called integral yoga. Otherwise you can know by the name yoga of surrender, Samarpan yoga. So here thing is that we should not take everything haphazardly, outwardly, superficially. Things we must know, we must understand in very crystal clear manner. Very interesting, we must see. I have given, I am surrendered. My life is a open book of surrender. It seems easy, looks interesting to know, understand. But really speaking, it is not the same thing. Because it's not the easy thing that we pronounce, understand, or take it in our own way. Definitely, we must know what really this surrender is meant. Mother explains surrender, the decision to hand over the responsibility of your life, the decision to hand over the responsibility of your life to the divine. You have got your life, you know, it has got its responsibility, and your life, naturally it is your responsibility to take care, to go that way, to understand everything. But the thing is very different. Now itself, you must not bother and worry much about your life. You must not take responsibility to care for your life. Honestly speaking and truthfully speaking, you must understand, this is the not responsibility as it is my life. This is the responsibility, I am transferring it, the responsibility of my life, I am handing over to the divine. That is what the surrender. This is done either through mind or emotion or life impulse. Very interestingly, Mother tries to explain. What is the very first line Mother quoted? Decision to hand over responsibility of our life to the divine. Normally we don't take. I will give an example, you can understand better. Somebody is on the sea. He is seated or traveling in an open boat. Naturally he is having some oar, something like flag will be there. It is there for the sake of their protection. It is their own responsibility to protect themselves. For that, actually, they have got some couple of weapons which will be needful, helpful in sailing through the sea. But somebody comes immediately, whatever these instruments are given, this oar, this stick, whatever is there, simply he throws down into the sea and it does not come out. He wants to sail without everything, without that screen or everything, without even the point of sting that is there helpful in life, or even the life-giving engines and all, utilizes nothing. Simply he sails over on without knowing. People keep complaining and keep saying, hey, your life in peril, you are endangering your life. But he is simply smiling, because what for I will take these additional assisting instruments to save myself. It is my recess. When I am thinking life is mine and the responsibility of saving my life is mine, so for that actually you keep taking with you. But now itself, when I have decided to keep moving inside this sea, keep sailing through this sea, I have given the responsibility of my life, my voyage, my aim, my ambition, everything, my objective in the hands of I have handed over to the divine. So when I think of myself, is it better? When, on contrary, when the divine will take care of me and think of my life, which will be better? Definitely the second one is better, because divine knows better than what I know really. Like this, immediately you have to plan that way, because you are in this yoga. This yoga you does not seem like you can know this sea and the ocean. Where the beginning, where the end, you don't know, because you have just started. Where you are leading to, you don't know. You don't have anything to understand. You don't understand what really you are and where really you are going. So for that, actually, without handling the responsibility of your life within your reaches, better to take the decision to hand over the responsibility of your life to the divine hand. How can I decide? This is done, transferring the responsibility of life to the divine. This is done either through mind or emotion, or the life impulsion, or through all of them together. Three methods Mother explains us. You have to go through these three steps, either through mind, or second step emotion, or third step life impulse, or through all of them, or combining all these things. So with this, you have to take the decision to hand over the responsibility of our life to the divine, mentally, emotionally, or through life impulses, or through entire thing. Against your mother course, to surrender to the divine is to renounce your narrow limits. Already I have explained it is in a couple of words. Because my strength, my mentality, my thought process, my safety measure, all are limited, because I am limited. So to surrender to the divine, when I keep surrendering to again the next step we are proceeding to surrender to the divine. What does it mean? How shall I know that I have surrendered to the divine? What is the criteria? What should be from my side? To renounce your narrow limits. So far I am concerned, man is concerned, humanity at large they are concerned, whatever they may feel, how fast they can take to themselves. But the real thing is very much interesting. Narrow limits, they have got the limitation, and this limitation is also very narrow limits. So they have to renounce their narrow limits and let yourself be invaded by it. By it means by the divine. By the it, and made a center for its the play. Let the divine penetrate into your narrow limits. Let the divine invade and You create a center, make a center for its play. Divine has to come, divine has to play, divine has to take care, and a divine has to change, transform your life. That is what the requirement, basic requirement. For that, actually, you have to surrender. Surrender means, this is the means. What does really this surrender means? Initially, we have seen handing over the responsibility of life to the divine. Second phase, to surrender is to renounce your narrow limits and let yourself be invaded by it, by the divine. Invaded by the, it is not a sake of something like mere love, mere kiss. Invaded by it and make a center for its play. For its play, it has to make a center and it has to make the home inside you. For that, you try to renounce your narrow limits. Let it penetrate. Let it penetrate and take entire charge so that you can be transformed, you can change. That is what the requirement. And coming to the point where really we have started our discussion. Detailed surrender. Different types of surrender we can see, like absolute surrender, vast surrender, surrender of the soul, surrender in the service of the divine, grand surrender. So many ways, different proverbs we keep listening while discussing. So it is one, in another way, detailed surrender. What detail? Like detail, that with that word you are very much acquainted. The surrender, this is one of the term I can quote before you. This is detailed surrender, which does not forget anything. Which does not forget anything. This surrender, it takes care everything, remembers, recalls. It does not forget anything. All details of life. This detailed surrender include all details of life. Second, even the smallest and the most significant factor. All details of life, even the smallest and the most insignificant. Again, you can find, and whatever insignificant in appearance, how does whatever may be, small and insignificant in appearance, then actually remember the divine in all circumstances. Remember the divine under all circumstances, because that small but most precious message from the mother, it can most interesting and inspiring message from the mother, remember and offer. Remember and offer like this. Remember the divine in all circumstances. Whatever you think, feel or do, whatever you think, whatever you feel or whatever you do, the way of coming close to him, the way of coming close to him, to be more and more what he wants us to be. He wants us to be, not what I want to be. Every aspect of time we keep praying, Mother, let thy will be done, not mine. But when the real gift comes to us, real time comes, then actually what we impose our will on him. Mother, you have to fulfill our demands. To be more and more what he wants us to be, capable of manifesting his will in perfect sincerity. Capable of manifesting his will in perfect sincerity and purity. Again, to be the instrument of his love. To be the instrument of his love, these are the most valuable requirement of your life, and you must remember. That was the essentially. So these are the methods and these are the ways of detailed surrender, which does not forget anything. All details of life, even the smallest and most insignificant in appearance, remember the divine in all circumstances. Whatever we think, feel or whatever we do, way of coming close to him, to be more and more what he wants us to be, capable of manifesting his will in perfect sincerity and purity, to be the instrument of his love. These are the essential conditions of the detailed surrender. So I think it is most valuable things whatever has been discussed right now. You must try to understand and utilize in your life. Most essential these people or sadhakas who are pursuing this sadhana. Thank you for now. We'll repeat the topic again in the next class. Thank you for now.